So today we're looking at different places in the Gospel of Matthew where there are some difficulties in one sense or another, and we're trying to figure out and kind of see what is really the how the Bible text come together. And so we're looking at the understanding the names if in Matthew 1:19. So is Uzziah truly Jotham's father from Matthew 1 and verse 9. So in Matthew 1:9, there's a mention of Uzziah as the father of Jotham. Now, this might raise question because of the other parts of the Bible. This same individual is referred to as Azariah. However, this is not an error, but as I will show you, if you just bear with me from some minutes, this is not an error, but this is a matter of alternative names or nicknames, which was actually quite common in biblical times. So in this specific verse, Matthew 1:19, Matthew is tracing Jesus' family lineage through his legal line, that is Joseph, and it states, Uzziah begat Jotham, using the Greek form for Uzziah and Jotham. But confusion arises because in 2 Kings 15, verse 1-7, and in 1 Chronicles 3:2, Jotham's father is called Azariah. So there is a discrepancy, we can call it, between the Matthew verse and the 2 Kings and 1 Chronicle reference. However, in 2 Kings 15:32 and 34, various other biblical passages also actually, we have the king referred to as Uzziah, yet it is not the same individual. Okay, so interestingly, these two names have different meanings. Azariah means Yahweh has helped. Yah is for Uzziah. So Azariah, while Uzziah's name, Yahweh is my strength. The precise reason for the two names isn't provided in the biblical record, but it's worth mentioning or noting that the practice of individuals having multiple names or acquiring nicknames was quite common in the biblical narratives. We have, for example, here in Matthew, in the same, that Jesus, his name will be Jesus, Yeshua, the Lord he saves, but he will be Emmanuel, the God is with us. So he will still have nicknames. Jesus also, Yeshua is his real name, and Emmanuel is what he is. He is God with us. So this is not that uncommon actually. For instance, we have other biblical figures. We have Gideon. He was also known as Jerubbaal. We have Abijam, who was referred to as Abijah without the M. So even important kings like Jehoahaz, sometimes called Shallum, and Jehoiakim, originally named Eliakim. They underwent such naming variations. We have also people going from one name to another, like Abram becoming Abraham, Sarah becoming Sarai, becoming Sarah, and so on. So, now, when you encounter Uzziah as Jotham's father in Matthew 1:9, just remember that this is not an error, but this is rather a reflection of the biblical tradition of using different names or nicknames to describe significant individuals and their roles in history. Now, just because I really want to help you to grasp this and get it into your mind, I want to give you an illustration from a real life with some just famous people. So I don't know when you are born. Of course, people looking at this, you will be born at different times. But in the mid-90s, no, I was born in the mid-90s. This happened while I was born. My parents would know about this, so we will see how you can relate. But he was a world-renowned artist. He was formerly known as Prince for much of his career, and he was recognized, and he was and he had adopted this name Prince, and it was part of his artistic identity. But listen now. So in the mid-90s, he famously changed his name to an unpronounceable symbol. Really crazy, actually, how he could do this. He lost so much from it, but often referred to as the love symbol. Okay, so he was Prince. He changed his name to the symbol, which had no name, but it was referred to as the love symbol. And this made it just confusing to people, you know. In Matthew 1:19, there's a mention of Josiah, and even though elsewhere in the Bible, the same king is called Azariah. Both names refer to the same historical figure, similar to how prince and the love symbol refer to the same artist. So it made some confusion among the fans, yet it was essentially an artistic decision, because prince or love symbol wanted to do this to express his identity differently. Are you with me? People understand that prince and love symbol represent the same iconic position, but still it was kind of too different. So just bear in mind when you continue in the genealogy in Matthew, when you continue just reading through and just being observant, because you need to be observant when you read the biblical text. Not just read it through, but think and notice things. And come back here and we will check on some other aspects.